Hi everyone, Darko here for your weekly PMA for Thursday the 14th of May 2026, and this video will also go out as our weekly trade example for the week ending Friday the 15th of May 2026. And I want to take this opportunity and say hi to our followers on social media. So thank you so much for watching our content, and I don't even remember when I recorded a weekly trade example last time, so I'm pleased to do so. And just a friendly reminder and a heads up that I'm been recording new podcast episodes for my Forex Trading Coach podcast with a new angle and new fresh topics. So make sure that you listen to those each Monday for the rest of the year. Let's get started. I have a question about CLSK and Bitcoin. I will be covering those first before heading to our Forex pairs. So let's see here, Bitcoin. What I'm looking for Bitcoin in here is that I do see that we are at monthly resistance. Okay, we need to wait and see how the monthly candle will be closing. But the level that I'm watching for Bitcoin, just to be clear for those who are listening on our social media, I'm not trading Bitcoin. This is only a request from one of my clients to analyze Bitcoins for him. So I'm not taking any trades on Bitcoin or CLSK. So if I was trading Bitcoin, I will definitely look for this level. Okay, so right now we are in the middle of the month, and I want to see how the monthly candle will be closing. So if price comes down into this level of support, I would have waited for a swing break around that level, or if price comes to resistance first, then I will definitely look for a swing break at that level. Okay, so other than that, I don't have any game plan like intra week for this pair for Bitcoin. So that's what I see on Bitcoin CLSK. What I do see happening in here is we are at a monthly level of resistance, but most importantly, it's a weekly resistance, a significant neckline. When price hits this level, price dropped heavily, and we are right now at this level. And I actually do see a swing break in here. This high is higher than this high, and obviously when we drop, we took out the middle swing. So that is already a short signal. But I will, due to the current market circumstances, so I would definitely wait for a weekly candle action to close decisively bearish before doing anything. And for longing opportunities, this pair has been ranging on my higher time frame, so I don't see any clean trend. So for those who are not within my service listening to this, is that when my higher time frame, that means monthly and weekly, is ranging, there is no clean trend. This is not clearly heading up or clearly heading down. The best thing to do when the pair behaves like that is to stay aside. That's the best option. The second best option is to trade pure price action, pure support and resistance, usually around the tops and the bottoms of that channel or potential channel. Okay, so for longing opportunities, I would say this weekly neckline held that level for so many weeks in here, and then we broke out, hit resistance, and now we are showing some hesitation to continue to the upside. Just mind you that the previous yearly candle was bearish. Okay, both the past 2 years were bearish. And the yearly chart doesn't look very appealing to me. So if this was a Forex pair, I would probably just trade pure support and resistance and wait for that extra confirmation needed in market conditions like this. I'm actually recording a standalone podcast episode about the market conditions and how to adjust on, I think that will be episode 112. That's my next episode to record. It's not been recorded yet, so that's super important. So when the market is extra uncertain, and there are like lots of uncertainty more than usual, then I need to adjust rather than just complaining about the current market conditions. So the adjustment needed is to have a weekly candle action within your favor, like a decisively either 100% bearish or 100% bullish around key levels of support and resistance. And within that weekly candle action, I want to see a 4-hour swing break, because I want to see, like, if we are at resistance, I want to be seeing, I want to see that sellers are in control at resistance. Or if we come down into a level of support, I want buyers to be in control before entering that trade. Okay, so for instance, I want this weekly candle action closed decisively bearish, then I will be more comfortable taking this trade if I was trading this pair. Okay, or if price comes down into a level of support, that makes sense to me. There are lots of level of support. This level in here is a significant neckline. This one is a significant neckline, and obviously this monthly level is also a significant neckline. And you might see, but Darko, now you have been pointing out like several levels. How do I know which level will hold? Well, you don't need to know in advance. That's the thing with my approach, is that you mark some levels and you wait for price to prove you right. If price is just going through those levels, well, obviously there's nothing to do, because you are waiting for a weekly candle action and a 4-hour swing break within that weekly candle action. Wherever that happens around any of my levels, well, then price is respecting that level, and if price is respecting that level, then I should be respect that level as well. So that's the thing, like, there's no stress. I don't need to predict what price is doing next in order to make money. I'm just marking my levels, have a bias. I'm watching my higher time frame, and this approach goes for like micro scalping, day trading, swing trading, position trading. The only difference is the time frame combinations that I'm teaching. Okay, that's all you need to do. Make it calm, collected. There's no stress. When you open your charts, you know exactly what to do, what to wait for. If the signal is there, you take it. There's no hesitation. There's no second thoughts, doubting yourself or chasing a new shiny object. No, you have one strict game plan for the trading style that you are trading, and then you know exactly what to wait for. That's super, super important, because otherwise you'll be overwhelmed and you see all the reactions, prices going up for no reason, like exploding to the upside, or maybe dropping like no tomorrow, like the end of the world, and you have no idea why you missed those trades. Or just because price is moving, that doesn't mean that you should be in that trade. Not every move is yours. Okay, and that's something a struggling trader struggles with for many years. I had that mindset for 10 years. Okay, so just because price is moving, that doesn't mean you should be in that trade. No. Well, did that pair provide a game plan, a setup that suits your game plan? If the answer is yes, take it. If the answer is no, it wasn't your trade. Move on to the next pair. Okay, so resistance, and I pointed out some level of support. Wait for that extra confirmation needed, because there is no trend. When we have a strict trend line, when the monthly, weekly is heavily up or heavily down, that's a different story. Then you don't need to wait for that weekly candle action. Then you can just take a 4-hour swing break if you are a swing trader. Okay, so other than that, I don't see anything setting up. So if price comes down to any of these levels, obviously I want my client to tell me that. Then I will have a look when the market is hitting those levels. But that's what I see. So let's go back to Forex. These are the pairs that we are trading. Aussie CAD, we canceled this trade. Price is not coming down anytime soon. Okay, we do have bullish momentum on my higher time frame. Do you see the difference between this pair and the CLSK? Okay, and we do have more historical data on a yearly chart. I really like those historical data, because if I only have like 10 yearly charts, yearly candles, it makes my analysis a bit more difficult. So we have bullish momentum. This pair is not heading down anytime soon. There is no monthly bearish candle action, not even a weekly bearish candle action. So I'm leaving this alone until over the weekend. And as you all know, Monday's PMA will be stacked with pending orders based on the things that I'm teaching. If there is any valid trading opportunities, I will find those for you and point those out as a pending order, because as you all know, for the social media followers, I'm providing an alert service. So that means whenever I see a trade based on my game plan, I point that out in advance for my paying clients. And I tell them exactly where to enter, where to put the stop loss, where's TP1, where's TP2. And you will be seeing a couple of these in this PMA as well that we have in the market. So I'm marking this yellow. Obviously, I'm waiting to see if there might be a potential type 2 swing break if we have a bullish weekly candle closing. And we take it from there for Monday's PMA. Aussie Swissy is also in a bullish momentum. The higher time frame is obviously it's bearish on a yearly chart, monthly as well, but we are heading into a level of resistance that we breached. So I'm super curious to see if the weekly candle will be closing bullish. If that's the case, I need to look if we are at any opposing levels, and then maybe see if there might be any end of week trading opportunity, a type 2 swing break. If not, we just stay aside. Aussie Kiwi, I have we all know that price is strongly up, bullish momentum, monthly, weekly. So far so good. And we also know that we are at some monthly resistance, weekly resistance as well. So having that mindset that my brain is focused on to find a shorting opportunity. And I also saw, let me grab my pen for you for those who don't is within my service. I saw this high, disregard this one in here. I saw this high be higher than this high, and when we breached that level, this swing break, I was super focused to short. So our entry was up in here because we draw a fib from the highest point to the lowest point. It missed our entry and price came down, and I said by the time price was in here, somewhere in here, I said, you know what, we canceled this trade. The trade is canceled. Okay, what I did miss, shame on me, lesson learned, I mark this as a mistrading opportunity and a wrong way of reading price, is that we are, the trend is up. So that means every opposing level, we came down to a daily level. That was the one that confuses me, because I was waiting for price to come down to the weekly level. This was my target for my potential shorting opportunity. What I did miss is that we do actually have a daily neckline, and price provided a perfect swing break long. You see how this low is lower than this low, and this high breached the previous swing, and this was a perfect 618 fib pullback, which had been with a low stop loss aiming to the upside. So yeah, it was a mistake on my end. That happens. I have journaled this as a mistrading opportunity and a mistake on my end, and I'm the first one to admit that I did a mistake, so we all can learn from it. That's the beauty of the service, is that there is no ego involved. I couldn't care less that I'm a trading coach. Whenever I see that, oh geez, I did a mistake, well, I'm the first one grabbing the mic telling you this. And in this specific case, this PMA happens to be our weekly trade example, so that means the entire world will be listening to this PMA, hearing me admitting my mistake, and I have zero problem with it. Okay, I'm not perfect. Aussie dollar, we are in it to win it, as we say. We got filled in here with a low stop loss. We took partial profit TP1 in the swing neckline on here, as per our strict rule-based trade management rules. We did have a leaving candle. We risk reduced, took TP1, and now let's see if we are heading to TP2. So I'm actually this might be heading up for, or at least this TP2 might take a couple of months, but I don't care. We are in this trade, and we are also gaining the interest rates differential, if I'm not mistaken, because Aussie, or at least not paying it. So I don't have the numbers for the interest rates for Aussie and dollar off the top of my head. EuroCAD, This is still pending for the reason I mentioned in my previous PMA. I won't be repeating those. So let's see if we got filled on this pair. It's still in the makings. Pound Kiwi. What I do see in here is that first and foremost, I need to interpret what is the yearly chart doing, how do I visualize the yearly candle closing, what is the momentum on my monthly, weekly time frame. This pair is not like the easiest pair to read, but what I do see in here is that we do have a micro neckline on a monthly. This is, I wouldn't say this is a significant neckline, no, but it is a significant neckline on a weekly chart. Okay, and price is retracing down into this level. So I want to see first and foremost, how will this weekly candle close? That's number one. Number two, in case that weekly candle closes indecisive or neutral, I do see a potential swing break setting up. Okay, because I do see this low be lower than this low, and if we breach this swing, then I will take another look and see if that makes sense within the context and we are not hitting any potential strong opposing levels, and then I make my decision to make that into a pending order or not. The mistakes most people do is that just because you have a swing break, that doesn't mean by default that it's a pending order. Like, go ahead and trade every swing break you see, you will probably lose your account, because swing break is only one of the things that you need to master. That's the pattern that we are trading. But what about the other 8 parts of trading that I talked about in some podcast episodes? The trading circle was 8, but I added correlation into it. So it's 9. So all these 9 parts of trading needs to be taken in consideration before making anything in pending order. So we cannot just trade like I'm the best swing, swing break pattern recognizer, but I'm not making any money, or I'm very great at marking great level of support and resistance, but I'm not making any money. The reason is, like, you need to put everything in context, like all the 9 parts before you do anything. And that's the mindset that took me more than a decade to figure out, that it doesn't matter how good you are spotting swing breaks or support and resistance or trend. Nothing in isolation works. You have to put everything in context. So let's see how things goes. I do know what I'm waiting for. If I don't see it, like if this just makes another lower high at this level and make a lower low, I couldn't care less, but there was nothing there. I marked my level, but it doesn't fit my game plan. I didn't have a decisively bullish weekly candle action. I didn't have my pattern within that weekly candle action on my entry time frame where the buyers are in control because I'm interested in buying. If prices continue dropping, that doesn't mean I was wrong, because there was nothing there to trade at the first place. Okay? And that's the mindset that took me like almost 20 years to understand, that I don't need to be right. Like, I don't need to, I'm just marking that level. Sometimes I do it backwards. Like, I see the weekly candle action, I see the swing break, I see the level, and then I will, okay, we have a bullish candle action, I do have a swing break, is that a pending order? And then I put that into context. Oh, the level was not great, but price is respecting that level. Then that should mean that I should be respecting that level, because the market couldn't care less about what I think about any certain levels. Unless price respecting that level, the level is useless, regardless how good it looks on the charts. Okay, so it's a very relaxed, super, stress-free way of trading when you actually have a strict game plan and you are just waiting. Like, my trading is 95% waiting. Okay, 5% is putting those pending orders in. So, and for a struggling trader, it's reversed. Like 95% is action, losing money on a consistent basis. 5% is waiting. Okay. Kiwi CAD is still pending for the reason I mentioned in my previous PMA. And this was a school example of, like, this level in here, I wouldn't say this is a significant neckline. No, I would say this in here was a significant neckline that price respected. Okay, but this level, it's a micro neckline. But price gave you a spinning top, one of my 7 candlestick formation that I'm teaching within my service. Unfortunately, we did not have a swing break within this weekly candle action. Okay, and that's my rule. Like, I couldn't care less if I miss 10 more trades like this, unless I have a weekly candle action and a swing break, for now at least, or if price is trending, I don't need to wait for that weekly candle action. I'm just taking the swing break. But I didn't have a swing break. I wouldn't say this is trending. There is no trend. This pair has been dead for 10 years. Or at least, yeah, for so many years. Like, there is no trend. So then that means 2 options. Stay aside, that's the best option. The second best option is trade pure price action. Support and resistance. Okay? So we did have a spinning top. Not one of my favorite candlesticks, but it is working very well. That's why it is within my 7. And there was no swing break. And then this happens. Now we got our swing break. Okay, we did have a weekly candle action, but there is no fill just yet. And I want to see how the weekly will be closing, if we will be canceling this trade for next week. So I will be taking everything in consideration, and then I will let you know on Monday if this is still pending or if it's canceled. Obviously, I let you know in the chat room that we are providing. Kiwi Swissy is trying our patience. We got filled in here. This scared us a bit. All these crazy weekend market opens, just you have no idea if price is gapping down, gapping up, side, just like crazy things. Okay, we got a bit nervous, obviously joking, but you know, price went against, but then price went up, and now we are waiting for our final target. We came to it almost here, almost here, almost here. We have to wait. I speak about that a lot in my service, that if you get scared and cut your winners early, and then you are taking full losses, your losses are, you know, 150, 200s. They are like full losses. And then when you win, you get scared. You take like 5 pips, 20 pips, 25 pips. You exit early. You change the lines just to say, you know what, last trade was a full loss, let's just take something off. And that mindset will destroy you. Okay, so therefore we have to be patient. We have been waiting for this, like, for now, like we got filled in, what was it, like on 12th of April, there's Sunday open. Okay, and now it's mid-May. So that was a long time ago, and we are keeping this trade. So let's see if we hit first target, take it and run away. Kiwi dollar is still pending for the reason I mentioned in my previous PMA. And nothing has changed for now. We want to see how the weekly candle will be closing. Again, if we need to maybe cancel this before market closing, because we never know what happens over the weekend. So we don't, on Sunday open, price either gaps down to stop you out for a full loss, or price is gapping up. So to avoid those crazy market movements, we might need to take some trading decisions before the end of the week. So before Friday market close, I will definitely let you know in the chat room which trades to cancel and which trades to keep. That's it, traders. I don't make this, let's see here, sorry, we have one more. We do have a swing break on USD CAD. Okay, see how this low is lower than this low, and the swings in between these two lines being broken here. Okay, we do have a swing break. Like I said, it's not only the swing breaks that matters. I need to put things in consideration. Is this heading up? What are the chances, the probabilities that this will be heading up? Because we are also sitting at an opposing level that could, prevent price from heading up. So I need to make things in consideration, see how the weekly candle closing, did we hit this level? what are the probabilities that this will be heading up or down, and I will let you know on Monday's PMA. That's it, guys and girls. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to listen to my podcast episode on Monday. I will probably shock you because I have never spoken like that in any given podcast episode. It is a subject that has been a sore spot for my entire life, and I speak up once for all, and I'm using a very strong language in that specific podcast episode, and I will probably shock you. So whatever you do not miss my next episode on Monday. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. And thank you so much for our social media followers. I'm reading all the comments, so make sure that you type what you think about this video, and hopefully I will be able to speak to you soon. Thank you. Cheers.